This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The Kansas City Royals faced the New York Yankees at Yankee Stadium for Game 4 of the ALCS on October 13th, 1976. The Yankees lead the best-of-5 series 2-1. And this is the national broadcast of Game 4, featuring announcers Ernie Harwell and Ned Martin.
The ceremony of the first ball toss will be carried out by
Your attention, please.
Mrs. Lou Gehrig,
Ladies and
the
gentlemen.
winner of the last Yankee captain until Thurman Munson was named as captain of the Yankees this year.
On the home plate side.
Bob Shepard, the public address announcer here in Yankee Stadium.
And here to throw out.
Now with the introduction of Mrs. Lou Gehrig.
Mrs. Lou Gehrig.
And the Yankee fans are giving Mrs. Gehrig a standing ovation as she gets ready to toss out the ceremonial first ball. There it is. Munson, the current captain, takes the toss, hands it back to Mrs. Gehrig, and we're just about ready to get underway. Again, we've got a mild and sunny afternoon. We've had clear skies for each one of these 4 games in the American League Championship Series. Absolutely great weather. So just about the start of the series, I would say, would have to be the weatherman. Kansas City ready to come to bat. It'll be Cowens to lead off, and it's my pleasure to introduce my colleague from Boston, the voice of the Boston Red Sox, Ned Martin. Thank you, Ernie Harwell, and good afternoon, everybody. And a good afternoon it certainly is from Gotham. A beautiful day. As Ernie said, in Kansas City and New York, the weather could not have been better considering the month of the year. And it's continuing. Al Cowens leading off against Catfish Hunter. Cowens is 3 for 12 on the series, a right-handed batter playing center field. Takes the first pitch outside, ball 1. We're underway from Yankee Stadium. Cowens, the right-handed hitter, pressed into duty in center field with the injury to Amos Otis in Game 1. Hunter misses high with a fastball, and it's quickly 2-0. Catfish has a winning record against the Royals lifetime. There's a strike. He picks up the outside corner. But as a member of the Yankees, he's beaten them only once in regular season play, and of course he has Saturday's win in the playoff series. Cowens takes strike 2, a slider on the outside corner, and Jim Hunter is right back with him. 2-2. Tom Poket is on deck with George Brett to follow. Hunter winds and throws, and it's pumped foul back. The grandstand shadow is cutting across the infield from halfway between the third base bag and home plate, cutting out toward right field. It has eclipsed already the first baseman and Willie Randolph at second. Chambliss and Randolph. Hunter is pitching in shadow, and of course the people at the plate are. Fly ball, center field, pretty well hit. Mickey Rivers back, has room, and has the ball for out number 1. Cowens flies to fairly deep center field. Tom Poket, 3 for 9 in the series, and a 302 hitter in the regular season. Coming up to the plate, Poket was hitting the ball long way in batting practice because he's not a home run hitter. But he was taking dead aim on the 353 mark down in right field. But that was a couple hours ago. Poket bats from a crouch. Hunter throws him high and tight, ball 1. Catfish just makes pitching a very simple thing to look at him. He works quickly. He has control. His infielders are quick behind him. There's a fly ball toward left field. Roy White draws the bead on it. He's got it. And they're 2 away. And Hunter begins about the way he did out in Kansas City last Saturday. That fly to left, Ned, gave us an indication how that sun feels going to be, although the sun is not really out terrifically bright at the moment. White still had a little bit of trouble with it. Had to shade his eyes with his glove. In the old days, when they started series games at 2 o'clock here, or 1:30, it was late in the afternoon when those shadows gave fits to left fielders, no matter how many times, except for Gene Woodling, probably. But now it's a late start, and it'll be even tougher, I would imagine. Here's George Brett taking outside, ball 1. Brett has been the hitting standout for the Royals. He is 6 for 10. Now, the American League record for hits in a playoff series is 8 by Matty Alou of Oakland, and that's in a 5-game series. Major League record 9 by Pete Rose in 5 games. Chambliss has 7 hits for the Yankees. Here's the pitch. Foul ball out of play by Brett, a left-handed batter. 1 ball, 1 strike to George Brett, the American League batting champion, .333 hitter. John Mayberry in the on-deck circle to be followed by Hal McRae if it goes that far this inning. 2 out, nobody on, just underway. Hunter throws a chopper toward third. Hunter has it on a hop. Throws to first in time. That's all. Brett was fooled on a pitch and hit a Baltimore chop to Hunter as he moved off to his right toward the third baseline to throw him out. 3 up and 3 down, and in the middle of the first inning, no score. Larry Gura, tall left-hander, used to be a Yankee, pitched here for, briefly, hardly at all for Billy Martin, not at all as a matter of fact, and then went in the deal for Fran Healy, the catcher who was brought over to the Yankees in mid-season. Gura 4-0 as a member of the Royals and a hot pitcher for them when they needed him most, when the team was faltering and their lead was dwindling away as the Oakland A's made a rush at them. But Gura was a standout for them. The other day, he pitched well enough to be in and win most ball games, except for the 9th inning when Roy White cracked a 2-run double off him to put it away in a game that was 2-1 at that time. He pitched a Gura-like kind of game, giving up lots of hits, but a lot of them were with 2 outs, and they didn't bother them that much. So he goes against the Yankees for the 2nd time in this American League Championship playoff. The only 2 pitchers who have not worked for the Royals, Al Fitzmaurice and Doug Bird. They have both been throwing in the bullpen, but have not gotten into games. Mickey Rivers first up. He's 3 for 14 in the series. On the year, had a fine season, hitting .312. Bill Haller has just been over conferring with managers, both of them now just returned from the Yankee dugout after talking to Billy Martin. Rivers, a left-handed batter. With his speed a factor, George Brett moves in on the grass at third. Pitch to Rivers, shortens up, takes the ball outside. Larry Gura on the mound and Buck Martinez behind the plate for the Royals. Gura winds and throws and misses high. Ball 2. 2-0 to Rivers. John Mayberry is the first baseman. Cookie Rojas at second base for this one. Freddy Patek at short and Brett at third. Pitch to Rivers. Strike call, 2-1. The left fielder is Tom Poket. Center fielder Al Collins, and in right field, Hal McRae. He doesn't get to play there very often. There's a strike as Rivers was running up as though to bunt. Pulled the bat back a little bit, but it was right in there, and Gura is 2-2 with it. McRae is playing the less difficult right field here in Yankee Stadium with the sun field, as we said, the left field spot, and Poket is back there. 2-2 pitch. Curveball lifted foul, third base way. Brett at the coaching box has it, and Rivers is out. Here's Roy White, number 2 hitter, who is playing left field these days and is 1 for 8 in this series, and that one hit was a 2-run double in the opener on Saturday. Switcher batting right-handed against Gura. The totals on White are 3 for 11, all told. The other White, Frank White, was 1 for 8, but Roy is 3 for 11. I know he had more hits than that double. Strike 1 to him. The delivery, swinging strike. 0-2. Gura, who specializes in the breaking pitch and the off-speed deliveries, changing speed, will not overpower you with a fastball. 0-2 the count. The windup by Larry Gura, and the fastball is shown outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is the bottom of the first inning, and there's no score in Game 4. Yankees needed to win the pennant. The Royals needed to stay alive. White takes a fastball inside right off the belt buckle. 2-2 to Roy. Elston Howard coaching at first. Dick Hauser at third for New York. Two balls, two strikes to White with Munson on deck. Gura winds and throws just inside with a breaking ball, and it's 3-2. Full count to Roy White. Been a good number 2 hitter for the Yankees. They've had him batting cleanup some seasons. 3-2 pitch. There's a line drive to left field down toward the corner. That'll go for extra bases. Dug out by Patek. White's in at second. He holds. He's got a double. White now 4 for 12 in the playoffs as he doubles down the left field line. He hit it sharply, a 3-2 pitch. And that was his third double. The 11th double for the New York Yankees in this playoff. The third for Roy White out of the 4 hits he's gotten. So he is specialized in them. Freddy, Patek, Larry Gura, and Buck Martinez have all talked things over at the mound. Now Patek passes the word along to Cookie Rojas. And they want Hal McRae moved a little bit. McRae held both hands out there. He's been a designated hitter all year. He's just to say, okay, where do you want me? Thurman Munson is the batter. Munson is 5 for 14 in the series. Right-handed hitter takes a fastball on the corner for a called strike. Thurman, a 357 hitter as he stands in there now. 5 hits, including 2 doubles. There's been only 1 home run hit in this series. It was hit last night, by Chris Shambler. Gura set. Throws to Munson. Foul back. And he's ahead on Munson 0-2. Gura was ahead of Roy White 0-2. Then drove the count to 3-2 before White doubled. A thing that happened in the Philadelphia-Cincinnati game yesterday was the problem in the 9th inning that Ron Reed had of pitching ahead of the batters. He was 1-2 to both George Foster and Johnny Bench when they hit the home run. Gura is now 0-2 with Munson. Munson, a good 2-strike hitter. Fly ball, center field. In comes Cowens. He's there. More of a line drive than anything. Cowens has it. 2 outs. Ball pretty well hit by Munson. White holds at second, and here's Lou Piniella, who has been a little bit overlooked by people in this series. He hasn't played every inning, but while he's been in there, he's done well as the designated hitter. 3 for 7. 3 hits and 7 times up, including a double. Sweet Lou, right-handed hitter, playing against his old ball club, Kansas City Royals. Piniella at one time led the American League in hot temper. The pitch is hit on the ground past the mound, charged by Patek at short, fires over to first, and Piniella is out to retire the side. In the Yankee first, no runs, a hit, they leave 1. And after 1 inning, it's the Yankees nothing, the Royals nothing. Well, they're talking about Lou Piniella's temper earlier. There were many myths and legends about it when he was first up with the Kansas City Royals. About he'd be mad at himself mainly when he'd strike out. He'd come diving into the dugout. One day he took a complete forward header into the dugout because either he had struck out or he'd missed a ball in the outfield. He's torn up bat racks and kicked light bulbs out. He says, I've matured now. I still get mad, but not quite as badly as I did before. John Mayberry will lead off against Catfish Hunter. Mayberry, the big first baseman, has 2 hits in the series, 2 for 11. Last night, when he came up late in the ball game in the 9th, he hit one well, but on the trademark of the bat, it cracked the bat, and the ball died up in the air in right field. The fellow, along with Amos Otis, supposed to have provided the power in this series. Mayberry in other years has provided the power, but he's coming to the end of an off season for it. Hunter moves, and it's high for a ball. They've got the Mayberry shift on with 3 men on the right side of the infield as we look out on it. Graig Nettles playing where the shortstop normally plays. He's the third baseman, shifted over there. They work him outside, ball 2. 2-0 to Mayberry. Stanley, the shortstop, is on the first base side of second. Ball 3. Mayberry has said that he has been hitting defensively, and that shift has bothered him. To look at it. Hunter works. Ball 4. He walks Mayberry on 4 pitches, every one of them up and away, high and outside. The first Royal base runner, John Mayberry.
Number 11, Al McRae.
Hal McRae is the batter. He is the only regular still hitless in this playoff series. He's 0 for 9. Right-handed batter, playing right field today. The slider is outside to him, ball 1. McRae hit .332 in the regular season, being beaten out by George Brett in the final day for the batting title. Hunter really took care of him last Saturday in Kansas City, getting him 4 times and striking him out twice. Al was saying you've just got to look for the ball away and plan accordingly. If it gets in on you, then you pull it. Fouls this one off to the right. A ball and a strike. Hunter doesn't often like to come inside. He will if you're in there hanging over the plate, or he'll show you the pitch inside, try to get you to chase it, and then he'll throw you that slider on the outside corner right on the black. McRae stands well away from the plate. Fastball inside this time, ball 2, 2-1. Temperature at game time at Yankee Stadium, 67 degrees. At this point, the wind is no factor. Here's the pitch to McRae, and he fouls another one off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's no score here if you just joined us. We're in the top of the second inning in Game 4 at Yankee Stadium. Each team has had a base runner. White had a double for the Yankees in the first. Mayberry has just walked for the Royals here in the second. The pitch to McRae. Fouls another one, hitting late, and it goes into the mezzanine deck on the right side. Jamie Quirk, the designated hitter, is on deck. Mayberry at first. Mickey Rivers with McRae, a right-handed batter up, is playing him toward right center. The gap on him is in left center field. Pitch to Hal. It's a very high fly ball down the right field line, coming for Elliott Maddox. Toward the line, he's got it for the out. So McRae, he does go to the opposite field, but hits it a mile high, and it's an easy out. 1 away. Jamie Quirk has been up once in this playoff, and he's gone out. 0 for 1 for Quirk, who is used a lot as a backup third baseman and first baseman. Not a lot, but in the field he played some and came off the bench quite a bit, hitting .246 on the regular season as a sometime designated hitter and pinch hitter. And a fill-in at first and third. Big left-handed batter. Waves at a pitch that misses outside, and he missed it outside by about 4 inches. 1 strike to Quirk. Here's the set. Hunter goes to work, and Quirk hits a fly ball to center field, very high. Rivers coming for this one. Rivers under it, and Rivers has it. Again, Mayberry ducks back to first, and there are 2 away, as Hunter has been hitting, by and large, mainly into the air.
Number 1.
Cookie Rojas, the veteran second baseman, starting his first game at second base. They've had Frank White out there. Whitey Herzog thinking at that time they wanted the best defensive team if they could get in there. But now it's a matter of coming down to basics, and they need runs. They figure that Rojas has a better chance maybe of generating something from the plate than White. Pitches high to him, ball 1. Cookie's been up twice in this series and has no hits. Right-handed batter. Strike call, the inside corner. Cookie winding down into his final days of a fine playing career in both leagues. Whether he'll come back next year or not, we don't know. 1-1. There's a drive into center field for a hit. Covered by Rivers. Mayberry stops at second. Runners at first and second, 2 out. The first Royal hit, Rojas singling sharply into center. So Mayberry's at second base, Rojas at first, and Freddy Patek is up. The diminutive shortstop. 3 hits and 10 times up in this series. Right-handed batter, likes the fastball. But you can get him out on the breaking pitches, good breaking stuff. He has learned to go to the opposite field in the last 2 or 3 years better than when he first came into the league. Hunter works with 2 men on, and Patek slaps one in the air to right center field. Could be trouble. It's in there for a base hit. Gets away from Rivers. Mayberry scores. Rojas comes on to score. The throw comes in, and winding up at second base is Patek. The Royals go out in front 2-0. Freddy Patek dumped one into right center field as Mickey Rivers went zooming over there, made a dive for the ball, trying to shoestring it. It hit on the ground, hit off his glove. The right fielder, Elliot Maddox, had gone to back him up, and he'd overrun. He had gone out more towards center field. The ball heeled off the glove of Rivers and went out toward right. Maddox finally had to rush, reverse his field, and pick it up, and Rivers is hurt on the play. It's a double for Freddy Patek. 2 runs batted in, and the Royals take a 2-0 lead off Catfish Hunter. Ned Randolph held that relay a little bit long. There's a question there whether he could have cut down that man at the plate or not, but probably could not have. But he did hold it a little extra long as he was looking to the plate, but he didn't throw. Now, Gene Monahan, the Yankee trainer, has gone out there to check on Mickey Rivers. Rivers was hurt, you remember, with an injured shoulder toward the end of the season. Managed to come back in the last couple of weeks and get ready for these championship games. And he seems to be all right. He's on his feet now, walking over towards center field along with the Yankee trainer Monahan. Mickey made a big dive for that ball, not just trying to catch it, but mainly to get in front of it and hold it to a single and hold it to 1 run, because Mayberry was going to score anyway, running as he was with 2 out. The thing that got the other run home was the fact that the ball did deflect off Rivers' glove out toward right more than where Maddox was. And Rojas, churning up the back of John Mayberry, came on to score. So it's 2-0 Royals. Buck Martinez up with Patek at second, and Martinez lost one foul out of play along the first base line. Martinez has just 1 hit in this series. He's 1 for 8. Went 228 on the year, and the Royals would like a base hit out of him right now to, kind of redo what they did in the first inning last night. They got 3 runs early, but it didn't hold. Patek's a good runner off second base. Pitch is high to Martinez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Royals 2, Yankees nothing. We're in the top of the second. Game 4. The pitch to Martinez. Fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. Hunter, who doesn't usually walk too many people, walked 1 in this inning, and it hurt him because Mayberry scored. A 2-out single by Rojas and a double by Patek, getting the runs home. Martinez sends the ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Patek comes on. He'll score. It's 3-0. Martinez singles sharply on the ground in the center. A good dive by Stanley going to his left, trying to make a spectacular on it, but he was nowhere near it. And Martinez single gets Patek home, and it's 3-0 Royals. Well, it's been an axiom in baseball for many years. When you're facing one of those real top pitchers, you have to get to him early. And that's exactly what the Royals are trying to do against Catfish here this afternoon. Well, it's very much the same as a pitcher, an excellent pitcher that used to pitch for your ball club, Ernie, Mickey Lolich. It was very definitely that way, wasn't it? Absolutely, and Whitey Ford and all the others. All right, here is Cowens taking a strike. Al Cowens with a fastball on the inside corner. No one warming in the Yankee bullpen. Billy Martin, as he has done all year long, goes a long way with Catfish Hunter. Cowens wraps one in the air to left field fairly deep, but White is there, and he's got the sun, and he's got the ball. Cowens hit the ball hard, but he didn't pull it enough. And it's a long fly ball to left to end the inning, but a profitable one for the Royals. Kansas City has 3 runs, 3 hits. They leave 1. And after an inning and a half, the score is Kansas City 3, the Yankees nothing. The Royals have drawn first blood again in this series. They did it last night with 3 in the first. They've gotten 3 in the second now to hand Larry Gura something to work with. And the burden right now in this ever-shifting game of baseball rests with the New York Yankees. Of course, not as much of a burden because they still have a game in hand. And if they lose today, it means, well, they try it again tomorrow. And if the game is played tomorrow night, should the Royals win this afternoon, they'll play tomorrow night. And you'll hear it right here on your CBS radio station at 8:07 airtime, Eastern Daylight Time, 8:07, 7:07 Central Time. Tomorrow night, should it go to Game 5. And everybody can go out and pitch in that one. That's for the pennant, as it is for today. Here is Chris Chambliss, who could be aiming at a playoff record. He has 7 hits in the 3 games played so far. 7 for 13 on the series. Gura throws to him, and Chambliss takes a strike. The American League record for hits in a playoff series, as we said, is 8. Matty Alou of Oakland. Chambliss has 7. Brett of the Royals has 6. There's a foul on the curve, and the count is 0-2. Major League record 9 by Pete Rose in 5 games. Dave Cash of Pittsburgh had 8 hits in a 4-game series in 1971. So that's the 4-game record. It's funny because different series went 3 and then 5. There's a foul back by Chambliss. Chris is no stranger to Royal pitching, though. He's hit .383 against the Kansas City staff this year in the regular season. 18 hits and 47 times up with 2 homers. Knocked in 8 runs. So he has worn out the Royal pitching staff pretty well. Doing it again in the playoffs. Up and in with a fastball is Gura. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Royals 3, Yankees nothing. We're in the bottom of the second in Game 4. Martinez gives the sign. And here's the pitch to Chambliss. A fly ball to left field. It's in there. There's hit number 8. Chambliss gets another hit, singling to left field, and he is tied an American League record for hits in a playoff series. Tied with Matty Alou of Oakland. Alou did it in 5 games. Chambliss has done it in 4. Chris continues to wrap the ball all over the place. Left, center, right. He had the big home run last night, and he has been the standout in this series. Here's Graig Nettles. Yankees coming right back as they did last night, as they so often have done this year when leads have been piled up against them. They did it against Frank Tanana. They went on to lose the game once. Nettles takes it high for a ball. Nettles is 2 for 10 on the series, but always a home run threat. One game that the Angels played here this summer, Frank Tanana, the excellent left-hander, had a 7-0 lead, I think. 7 or 8-0 lead in the 9th inning, and the Yankees tied it up. Finally, they lost it in extra inning. Strike call to Nettles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Even in the game they lost, and Kansas City on Sunday, the Yankees made it tough in the 9th inning with 2 base hits. Here it is. Curveball, high drive, right field, way back. There she goes. Home run, upper deck, Graig Nettles. Kansas City 3 and the Yankees 2. Big hit right there. Graig Nettles getting his first homer of the series. And the second one of the series. The other one last night by Chambliss, and he really drilled it. No doubt about it. A high powering shot way back into the upper deck in right. In fairly close to the foul pole. And And right away, the Yankees come back again and make it a ball game. As a somewhat shell-shocked Larry Gura has to look around while groundskeepers and attendants and security people clear the tissue paper that's been thrown from the upper deck out on the field already. Game being held up as the New Yorker fans have littered the field. And the Yankees on the same kind of thing last night came back. It took them a while longer to erase that 3-0 lead. And the first two was a 2-run homer by Chambliss last night. This time it is a 2-run homer by Graig Nettles. Doug Bird, the right-hander, warming up in the bullpen now for Kansas City. The Royals lead, but now it's only 3-2.
So that might have been a hanging curve. Looked like it was inside on him and just hung up there, and he ripped it and pulled it and hit it a long way.
Nettles is one of the best mistake hitters in the league. You hang one on him, they try to throw him away with breaking stuff. He's an uppercut kind of hitter. He did that. And I think it hung his right, Ernie. And Nettles, along with Chambliss, but mainly Nettles, I believe, one of the best mistake hitters around. Elliot Maddox is up. Still nobody out. 2 runs home. And it's Royals 3, Yankees 2 in the bottom of the second inning. Still going on. Maddox is 2 for 8. Gura throws, and Elliott takes a strike. Inside corner to a right-handed batter. It just doesn't take the Yankees long. Here it is. Inside and high, a ball, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankee trademark of past years, not used as often in this edition of the Yankees as in the early 60s and the late 20s and all of the 30s, but utilized to great effect. Grounded to third, 1 hopper to Brett. He throws to first for the out. Maddox, an easy 1 hopper, is out number 1. Bringing to the plate, second baseman Willie Randolph. Randolph 1 for 10 in the series. Got his first hit of the series last night. So there's a lot to be done by both clubs. Royals getting to Catfish Hunter for 3 and seeing 2 of those runs come right back at him. Gura to Randolph. High, ball 1. Cincinnati Reds, of course, interested observers and listeners and onlookers to this series. Curveball inside, ball 2, 2-0. Now the pitch to Randolph. Misses high, ball 3, 3-0. Randolph, who came over to the Yankees from the Pittsburgh organization, a fine deal they made, takes the strike. Came over with Doc Ellis. Doc Medich went over to the Pirates, among other things. 3 balls, 1 strike to Randolph. 3 hits apiece for these teams. Wind up by Gura. Drive to shortstop, past short, into left field, a hit. And Randolph scorches a ground ball past the try by Freddy Patek to his right. So Randolph gets his second hit of the series, 3rd hit of the inning by the Yankees, and their 4th of the game. They're battering Larry Gura here. Fred Stanley, the shortstop. He has 4 hits and 10 times up. 3 of them in 1 game. Bird continues to throw in the bullpen. Royals 3, Yankees 2 in the second inning. Lots happening early. Royal infield at double play depth. Patek moving in 4 or 5 steps. Pitches inside off the chin of Stanley. Ball 1. One ball, no strike. Randolph, good base runner. 4-step lead off first. Down the stretch by Gura. Throws to first. Randolph back. Kelly Howard talking Randolph off and on the bag. Pitch by Gura, and it's inside as a bunt was bluffed. Down is ball 2. Now Martinez goes to the mound, and let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network. Back at Yankee Stadium, Ned Martin here along with Ernie Harwell. The Yankees at bat in the second inning. The Royals of Kansas City leading them 3-2. But it's the sway and flow in favor of the Yankees now as they have gathered momentum here in the second. A single, a home run, then an out and another single. Whitey Herzog has just returned from a short visit to the mound with Gura. Brett was over there. Martinez was out. Herzog has had his say. Randolph off first base, the pitch. Strike call, snapped on the inside corner, and the count is 2-1 to Fred Stanley. Stanley moves back and gets the sign from Hauser, one of 50 or 60 signs that Hauser has flashed him. A key in there somewhere as to what to do, whether to go to right, drop the bunt, do something. 2-1. A lob to first base. Gura has been treated rather harshly in these 2 innings. He's given up 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Pitching. Fouled off. 2-2. Another big crowd at Yankee Stadium today. I don't know if it's as big as last night. Last night broke Yankee Stadium record. But they're here, and they're all in hoping for the kill. Here's the set by Gura. A throw to first. Mayberry holding the bag against Randolph, and Willie getting back. Center fielder Al Cowens toward right center on Stanley, and there's where the ball is hit on a line. A base hit. Picked up by Cowens. Holding at second is Randolph. And now 2 are on with 1 out. Fred Stanley gets his 5th hit of the series. And Gura is in real trouble now. They have gone right at him in this inning. And the hits have not been cheap ones. A slash line drive to left by Chambliss for his leadoff single. The long high home run by Nettles. Hard single to left by Randolph and a hard single to center by Stanley. And Mickey Rivers is up with runners at first and second and 1 away. Doug Bird just about ready in the bullpen if they need him right now. But Rivers, a left-handed batter, is up. Roy White, who is the switcher, is on deck. Tying run at second, lead run at first. Royals leading by a 3-2 score, but that's in jeopardy. The pitch by Gura, ground ball toward shortstop. Patek gets the bag for 1, that's all he can get. Does not get the double play on Rivers, although they might have had a shot at it. Patek went there, and Rojas came over. Patek did not throw to him. He went and touched the bag himself and saw he had no play at first. Rivers is at first base. Stanley is out. Patek unassisted. Randolph goes to third. Runners at the corners now. There are 2 out. And the tough Roy White is up. He doubled to left field in the first inning. White now hitting .333 in the series. Tying run 90 feet away. Third base, Willie Randolph. Hauser has a word for him. Gura backs off the mound. Billy Martin gesticulating in the Yankee dugout. Pulling all kinds of strings, telling what to do with the runners. The pitch is outside for a ball. He's making hand signals, slapping his arms to Randolph, who's over there along with Hauser looking at him. I think Randolph's a little bit transfixed by what his boss is signaling there. 1 ball, no strikes. There are 2 outs. A throw to first base. Rivers over there, of course, a threat to go and disrupt things a little bit if he could draw a throw from Martinez, with Randolph having a chance to complete a double steal and go home on a delay. We'll see how they play it. Here it is. It's low outside. 2-0 to White. And White has the edge now. Gura has not looked as effective, nearly as effective with his pitches as he did on Saturday. He was giving up hits at that time, but not when they meant much. He always got the big man when he needed it. Strike call, the fastball over. 2 balls, 1 strike. I don't know, Ernie, if he's trying to be too cute or finesse or what, but doesn't seem to be as aggressive as he was.
No, but he's getting that fastball over, and White took that one.
2-1 to Roy White. Infield back deep now with 2 away. Patek deep at shortstop. A move to first. Gura comes very close to balking. Elston Howard complained once about it in the first game. That foot is about halfway between first and home. He does not take that full motion toward home and then throw over to first, but he comes near enough to watch it. 2 balls, 1 strike. 3-2, the Royals lead. We're still in the second inning. Yankees batting. 2 outs. The delivery chopped over the mound near second. Rojas has it, steps on the bag to force Rivers to end the inning. White forces Rivers. Second baseman Rojas unassisted. Big inning for the Yankees, though. They picked up a pair of runs, and they had 4 hits. They leave 2. And at the end of 2 innings, it's the Royals 3, the Yankees 2.
Interesting there to see the reaction on the part of the pitcher, Larry Gura, and his teammates, the Kansas City Royals, after the home run by Nettles. Last night, the 2-run homer by Chambliss with a score 3-0 at the time turned the game around in favor of the Yankees, and the air sort of went out of the Kansas City balloon after the home run last night. This time, at least in the second inning, Gura was equal to the occasion, and his teammates were able to hold off the Yankees after those first 2 runs. Royals are still missing Amos Otis. He is a tremendous loss for them. He had a lot of home runs, 18. He was a fine base runner and a great defensive outfielder, but as you know, he's out of action and has not appeared in the series except in the opening inning when he suffered a severe sprain in his left ankle, running out his first time at bat in game number 1, trying to beat out a bunt. He stepped on the front of the bag at first and suffered the injury.
You're tuned to your CBS radio network station for Game 4 in the American League playoffs. And that means you're tuned to the only radio spot for the World Series. Starting Saturday, October 16th, this coming Saturday, CBS Radio Sports brings you exclusive radio play-by-play coverage. Follow the series on radio right here. The Royals get a chance to bat coming up in the 3rd inning. The Yankees' 2nd inning was a long one. They sent 7 men to the plate. The Royals sent 7 to the plate in their half of the second. So it took a 5-run second inning, both teams, and 14 batters up. Tom Poket will be first up against Catfish Hunter. Poket fly to left field in the 1st inning. It'll be Poket, Brett, and Mayberry. Already in this game, Chris Chambliss has had a hit to tie an American League record for hits in a playoff. In a total playoff. There's a called strike to Poket. And he's just 1 short of the Major League record, held by a fellow named Pete Rose, who I understand plays for Cincinnati. Does he ever? A 1-strike pitch. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter gave up a walk and 3 hits for the 3 Royal runs in the 2nd inning. There's a drive towards center, well hit, but Rivers is right there to take the line drive, and there's 1 out. Getting some pretty good shots off Hunter. George Brett tapped out to Catfish in the 1st inning. 6 for 11 in the series. Left-handed batter. That he has been in contact by telephone with his brother, Ken Brett, and a couple of times in the last few days. Two brothers are very close. It's a sharp ground foul off to the right. Down, bouncing off the railing, off an umpire, and into somebody's hands right in the stands. Out along the first baseline. Nothing in one. Brett the batter with Mayberry up next. Hunter deals, and he misses low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brett has good bat control. Fastball outside. They pitch him away, he'll hit it that way. He'll use center field, left center, left field. They move him on the inside half while he can pull the ball. Taps the grounder to second. Picked up by Randolph, fires over to first, that's all. Brett's out, and they're 2 away. And here's the big guy that started the whole thing in the second inning, John Mayberry. He walked and scored the first Royal run. The Kansas City Royals leading the Yankees 3-2 in the third inning. Hunter working to Mayberry, and John hits a high fly ball to left. Under it, Roy White. And he's got it for the final out. And Hunter settles down as you think he might after a bad inning, getting the side in order. 1, 2, 3. In the middle of the third inning, it is the Royals 3, the Yankees 2. Larry Gura, a rather embattled figure in the second inning, is out to pitch again in the third, and he will face Thurman Munson, Lou Piniella, and Chris Chambliss. The sun, which was out brightly at the outset of the game, is kind of dipped in under some haziness overhead and a few clouds, and is not out as brightly, which may help the left fielder. In this case, Tom Poket in this half inning, and Roy White in the other half. It's not a high sky. Sort of a haziness now in New York. Thurman Munson lined out to center fielder Al Cowan as his first time up. Munson 5 for 15 in the series. Royals are leading the Yankees 3-2, and we're in the bottom of the third. Gura ready to work as Munson moves in. Left-hander kicks and throws. Munson cracks the foul off to the right toward the upper deck. Strike 1. Now the sun has come out again more brightly. Just as we had decided that it was in its lingering rays, it's coming out brightly. One strike to Munson. Gura works. Curveball, line to left field, hit. Taken on a hop out there by Poket, and Munson is on. Leading off the third inning with hit number 6 off Larry Gura. Whitey Herzog may have had enough, although Bird has just started to throw again in the bullpen. Here's Herzog coming toward the mound right after the leadoff single by Munson, and he is going to the bullpen. Doug Bird will come on to pitch as Herzog has seen enough of Gura and is getting Larry out of there right now. So Gura goes 2 innings plus, facing one batter in the third. In that time, as he trots off the field, he gets some boos. He gave up 6 hits and 2 runs, is responsible for a base runner. He gave up no walks, and he struck out no one. And Gura leaves the game in the hands of Doug Bird, who's making his first appearance. Doug Bird and Fitzmaurice were the only 2 members of the Kansas City Royals who had not appeared in a championship game. Oh, now it's only Fitzmaurice who has not seen action. Bird, the right-hander, he's tall, he's 6'4", weighs 180, coming in now to take over. Former 20-game winner Steve Busby already depressed about Doug Bird, who started his career with the Royals as a relief pitcher and strictly a reliever, and a very good one for 2 or 3 seasons. He was a big man in long relief from the bullpen, in short relief rather, as their right-hander. They made him into a starter this year, and early in the season was highly effective, winning 8 or 9 ball games. Then I think the league started to get to him, and maybe he tired with the number of innings he was pitching. On the year, Bird won 12 and lost 10, and had a 3.37 earned run average. He had 2 complete games as a starter. He had 2 saves as a reliever. He did a little of each. Although he did start most of his games, of his 39 appearances, he started 27 of them. Worked close to 200 innings, 198 innings, and gave up 191 hits. Struck out 107 and walked only 31. Has shown good control. He's a sinker-slider pitcher and a fine competitor. Right now, his job is to hold the Yankees, who are making noises like they did last night. Coming from behind, they're within 1 run. They have a tying run at first base with nobody out, and they're already out hitting the Royals 6-3. So the Royals scored first with 3 runs in the top of the second. The Royal pitching, with the exception of Paul Splittorff and a little bit of the Gura in the first game, has been disappointing to their followers and to manager Whitey Herzog. Most of all, though, of course, is the lack of runs, big innings. But the pitching has not come out of the bullpen and stopped people. We'll see how Bird does. Lou Piniella is first up. Grounded to shortstop. He pops a bunt up and is fouled back out of play. Piniella trying to bunt the man down. It's a rather unusual assignment for Lou, who doesn't bunt very often. And in that particular instance, showed it. But he fouled it way back, and there was no chance for Martinez to get it. But Billy Martin, playing 1 run down, bunting with his cleanup hitter at this stage in the game in the 3rd inning. The kind of manager Martin is, he'll take every advantage. He'll work different ways in different times. He'll change. He'll never be the kind that's a prototype manager that the opposing manager can always figure out, because he'll do things that one time will work, and he may use it again, and he may not use it again for a while. Matter of giving what football players call the look to the opposition. A defensive or offensive look. Lou Piniella has just talked with Dick Hauser, the third base coach. See what he has him doing now. 1 strike to Lou. And he is bluffing the bunt again, taking inside for a ball. It shortened up that time, but the ball was inside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Piniella. Rojas playing up 3 steps at second base. Throws to first, not in time. Patek at the double play angle at shortstop. Count 1-1 to Piniella. Fred is even with a bag at third. 6 or 7 steps in. The pitch, runner going. Fly ball to right field, fairly deep. Back for it goes McRae, and he's got it. Al McRae makes the catch, backpedaling in right. They had the hit and run on that time with Piniella flying out to right. Thurman Munson is at first base, and here is Chris Chambliss. The hitting standout of the series so far, with 8 hits in 14 times up. That comes to a rather gaudy .571 batting average in the three-plus games. And, of course, a tie for the American League record and hit for a playoff since they started in 1969. There's a called strike to him. Chambliss, a quiet, steady player with the New York Yankees, coming out of his finest year in production. .293. There's a throw to first, not in time. Chambliss has a closed stance, batting left-handed. Fouls this one off to the left side, and the count on him is 0-2. Doug Bird on in relief of Larry Gura. Royals 3 and the Yankees 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Bird sets at the mound and gets the sign. Chambliss behind on the count Sends a foul ball out of play along the left side again. Into the upper deck. 0-2 to Chris. Munson at first base. Doug Bird throws over to first. And Mayberry picks it off the knee of Munson as he gets back in. 3-2, the Royals lead in the third inning. The pitch to Chambliss. Munson goes, throw to second, and he's out by yards. Putting the tag on Thurman Munson was Freddy Patek. Munson came in with a hard slide, but Patek was there, and he is thrown out 2-6. Martinez throws out Thurman Munson, and maybe a busted sign along the way. They don't expect Munson to go ever, but he went, and the pitch was a ball. Chambliss did not offer. But there may have been another Billy Martin trick of some sort. Try to do something. It is 1-2 to Chambliss. Here's the pitch by Bird, and there's a ground ball to first baseman Mayberry. Plays it alone, and that's all for the Yankees. Chambliss grounds out to Mayberry unassisted. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. And after 3 innings, the end of the third, the score is the Royals 3, the Yankees 2.
Other happenings in sports today in professional football, quarterback James.
The Kansas City Royals holding a 3-2 lead over the New York Yankees in Game 4. We're approaching the top of the fourth inning. Should the Royals hold on to this lead or go on to win it and force the series to 5 games, we'll be on the air with it tomorrow night, right here at Yankee Stadium. Airtime on your CBS radio network station at 8:07 Eastern Daylight Time, 7:07 Central Time, if it goes to 5 games. Leading off for the Royals against Catfish Hunter will be Hal McRae. Then it'll be Jamie Quirk and Cookie Rojas. Royals picked up 3 runs in the second off Catfish on a walk. Then after 2 were out, a single by Rojas, a 2-run double by Patek, and a run-scoring single by Martinez. McRae swings wildly at a breaking pitch, missing strike 1. McRae still looking for his first series hit. He's 0 for 10. Hunter curls and throws. Fly ball, deep right center field towards the gap. It can't be handled. It's up against the wall, and McRae goes into second base standing with his first series hit, a double. Ball mishandled and thrown back to second by Randolph. McRae almost took off for third as he saw the ball get away from Willie Randolph, the deep cutoff man, but Randolph recovered. McRae hitting the ball a long way to the opposite field, getting his first series hit. A leadoff double. It hit at the base of the wall at the 385 mark in right center. And Mr. McRae, who said, you got to go the other way against Catfish Hunter, did. And he is on second with a leadoff double. That's the 4th Royal hit. Their second extra base hit. Now Jamie Quirk. He flied to center in the second. And they play him to pull. Rivers is way over toward right center field. Big gap in left center. They throw him outside, ball 1, hoping that he'll try to pull the outside pitch and ground to second base. Should he ground to second base, that could get McRae over to third. Swinging the strike. Now in the Yankee bullpen, some activity as big Richard Tidrow starts to throw. Dick Tidrow. Then their main guy out there, short relief this season. Quirk sends a foul ball out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quirk, a very important batter up there, trying to get McRae over the third at least if he can't get the base hit. Hunter working on him. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Foul back. 1-2 to Jamie. Cookie Rojas on deck. It's been the right-handed batters in the Royal lineup who have been giving Hunter his trouble. Pitch to the left-hander, Quirk, is outside. 2-2. McRae at second base. Nobody out. The Royals leading 3-2 and looking for more here in the fourth. Hunter works to Quirk. And there's a drive into the gap in center field. That's going a long, long way, way out to the wall, rolling there to the edge of the warning pad. An easy score by McRae. Quirk's going to try for three. He flies. Triple for Jamie Quirk. And it's 4-2 Royals. He hit one to that long, long space there, the wide open green space between Mickey Rivers, who was pulled over to right center, and to left fielder Roy White, who was not over that far to left center. The ball kept rolling, and finally Rivers ran it down at the edge of the warning pad in straightaway center field. A triple for Quirk. McRae scores, and now it's a 2-run lead, and Billy Martin is coming to the mound to talk to Hunter. He may want Tidrow right now. Let's see.
One of the ironies of the way the Yankees have been defending against the Kansas City batters, Quirk, perhaps one of the few that they've worked on to pull the ball, and he didn't pull it. He hit it up the alley in left center field.
They've been playing the right-handed hitters to go to right field, but they weren't playing Quirk that way to go to left center. He's a left-handed batter. They figured him to pull, and he hit it right in that spot, and there was an awful lot of room there. So Quirk gets a big hit in this game, a triple, and that's going to be all for Catfish Hunter as Billy Martin makes an early move. Hunter was hit around hard in the second, then came back and got 3 batters in the third, but he leaves under fire here in the fourth inning. So Catfish goes 3+ innings, pitching to just 2 men in the fourth inning, giving up a double and a triple, an off-field double and really an up-the-middle triple to a left-handed batter. So in the 3 innings that he worked, he gave up 5 hits and 4 runs. He's responsible for a base runner. He walked 1. He had no strikeouts, and he gives way now to the strong, hard-throwing right-hander Dick Tidrow.
And Mr. Tidrow will enter the contest with a record of 4 wins and 5 defeats. In the regular campaign, he was a reliever most all the way. He was in 2 starting assignments and appeared in a total of 47 games. Oh, the Royals getting a 3-bagger from the youngster Jamie Quirk, sending their team in front of the Yankees here 4-2 in the fourth inning. Should the Royals hang on and win this ball game, Whitey Herzog will have a decision to make about his pitcher tomorrow. He was asked before this game who would be his pitcher, and he said, well, I don't know, because they may use them all this afternoon. We'll just have to wait and see. Billy Martin also has to make a choice because he went with his ace, Catfish Hunter, in the fourth game of this championship series, figuring that Hunter could quell the Kansas City attack and get the pennant for the Yankees.
Billy Martin said, I have plenty of pitching left. He said, certainly I'm going with Hunter today. I've got either Doyle Alexander or Ken Holtzman tomorrow or come back with Figueroa. And actually, though, Whitey Herzog, that would be, if the Royals do go on to win this, so in a little more trouble, possibly with his pitching, although he could go with Fitzmaurice, who hasn't been used at all. And Leonard, who was not effective but still can throw hard. CBS Radio Sports is bringing you the play-by-play action in the American League Championship. And there's more to come. The World Series starts October the 16th. That's this Saturday. And you'll hear it here, exclusive radio coverage, play-by-play of the 1976 World Series, right here on the CBS Radio Network station. This is Tidrow's second appearance in the playoff series. He went on Sunday in the game that Paul Splitoff beat the Yankees. Tidrow came on in relief of Ed Figueroa in the 6th inning and finished out the ball game going 2 2/3 innings, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. He walked 1. He did not strike anybody. He throws hard. He throws a good slider, breaking stuff, and in some respects is a typical late inning reliever, a good pitcher to give him 1 look, go around the batting order once, and then maybe get somebody ready, because after they see him a while, they go after him. He had been a starter with the Cleveland Indians before coming over here, but has been made into a fine reliever in the Yankee system. Cookie Rojas is up, and the Yankees have the infield in. Rojas singled in the 2nd inning and scored a run. The Royals lead by 2, trying to make it 3. Nobody out, a runner at third. Rojas takes a ball inside from Tidrow. Jamie Quirk at third base. Very big hit for the youngster, maybe one of his biggest of the season. 1 ball, no strikes to Rojas. Infield drawn in. Cookie chops the foul back, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Tidrow's got good size. He was 6-3 with the Yankees last year in relief, with a 3.13 earned run average. There's a fly ball to center field to Rivers, and Quirk will tag. Rivers coming on, makes the catch. Here comes the throw to the plate. Here comes the runner. Quirk scores as the throw dives at the pitching mound and bounces into Munson. And the Royals once again have their 3-run lead. It's 5-2 Kansas City. Rojas does his job. Sacrifice fly to center to Mickey Rivers, who does not have a strong throwing arm. He almost took a hitch and wound up on that. Ball was thrown accurately, but then died right at the mound. A double, a triple, and a sacrifice fly have the Royals out in front of the Yankees 5-2. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Nobody on and 1 out now. The batter is Freddy Patek. Patek had a big hit in the 2nd inning. He doubled to right field, driving in 2 runs. The ball went into right center. Mickey Rivers made a dive for it. It healed off his glove for 2 bases and 2 runs scored. That run is charged to Hunter. All 5 runs charged to Catfish. Fly ball left field, very high into the sun field. Roy White canters back. He's got it. Patek trying for the long one for the little guy, 5'4". There are 2 outs now. Tidrow has gotten 2 fly balls from the batters that he's faced. Buck Martinez came up and added his important hit in the 2nd inning. A 2-out single driving in a run. Lower part of this order, actually, from McRae on down now. The second half of the order has been the productive one. There is a strike called to Martinez. Before McRae doubled, or even Kirk tripled, they had a single from Rojas, a double by Patek, a single by Martinez, good for 3 runs. And a sacrifice fly by Rojas for another one. The pitch is outside, 1-1. Kansas City 5 and the Yankees 2. We're in the 4th inning. The pitch. Swinging strike. Buck waved at the breaking ball. And the count on him now is 1-2. The sun, semicircle of sun, is on White now in left field and partly on Rivers in left center. Martinez sends a little fly ball to left center field. Coming on is Rivers, and he's got it one-handed. Ball showed a little white out of the glove, but he held on to it. And Martinez is out as Tidrow comes on to get 3 fly ball out. But the Royals pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave nobody. In the middle of the 4th inning, it's Kansas City 5 and the Yankees 2. Bottom of the 4th inning is at hand at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees have to go to work again now as they have fallen again behind by 3 runs. The Royals picked up 3 off Catfish Hunter in the 2nd. The Yankees came back in their half of the 2nd inning on a 2-run homer by Graig Nettles, who will lead off this inning. And then the Royals have just scored 2 more on a double by Hal McRae and a triple by Jamie Quirk, and a sacrifice fly by Cookie Rojas. The job of taking care of this game now is in the hands of Doug Bird, who came on to relieve the starter Larry Gura in the 3rd with nobody out and a man at first. Got 2 batters, and Munson was out stealing, so Bird is now going into his inning number 4 facing Nettles. Uppercut, a tremendous home run his first time up. Takes the ball high. Graig Nettles, 3 for 11 in this series. The pitch. Bird sinks one low and outside, ball 2. Paul Splittorff has been the only pitcher for the Royals who's been able to consistently get out there inning after inning and hold the lead, as she did on Sunday. Bird will try to do the same now. There was a lead last night, but it was dissipated. 2-0 to Nettles. Pitch to Graig is high, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Nettles, Maddox, and Randolph up this inning. And the strike is called in the outside corner. Now the Yankees have sent Oscar Gamble out to the on-deck circle. And he will bat for Maddox and stay in the game to play right field. With a right-hander on for Kansas City, Gamble, a left-handed batter, will be installed in the lineup. Strike 2 called, and right back at him, 3-2 is Bird with Nettles. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The windup, and the payoff pitch is swung on and popped up foul, third base side, and going to be out of play. No chance for Brett or for Martinez. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lots of scoring in this one, game 4. 5-2, the Royals lead the Yankees. The Yankees still have the most hits, 6. They're out hitting the Royals 6-5. Here it is. Strike 3, swinging, and he got him on a high fastball. He challenged him, and Nettles went for it. It may have been ball 4 had he not swung. And there's the first strikeout for Royal pitching. As a matter of fact, the first strikeout in the game. Oscar Gamble going to bat for Maddox. The likable Oscar Gamble. Left-handed hitter with good power. Batting for Elliott Maddox, and will stay in the game to play right field. Gamble hit .232 on the year, but showed good home run power. He's always had it. He bats from a deep crouch, and he takes ball 1. Gamble is hitting .250 in this series, 1 hit in 4 times up. The pitch to him by Bird swings at an off-speed curve, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 to Oscar Gamble batting for Maddox. Willie Randolph on deck. The delivery by Bird, foul back. I've seen a couple of big home runs that Gamble has hit in this ballpark this year in the regular season. He hit one in the upper deck way out where the grandstand ends in one ball game against the Boston Red Sox. He can drill it. He loves to pull the ball. They like to have him go to the opposite field if they can. They pitch him high and away, ball 2. 2-2. Royals 5, Yankees 2, 4th inning. Now the pitch. The little chopper to the right side of the infield, taken by Rojas, underhands to Mayberry for the out. Gamble is out, second to first, there are 2 away. Here's Willie Randolph, who singled sharply to left off Gura in the 2nd inning. Larry Gura started the game and left in the 3rd. Catfish Hunter started for the Yankees and left in the 4th. Randolph, .267 hitter in his rookie season. Pitch to him, ground ball to 3rd, taken by Brett. Waits, throws, got it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Doug Bird, who likes to throw ground balls, and he threw 2 of them that inning. At the end of the 4th inning, the score is the Royals 5 and the Yankees 2. You're tuned to your CBS radio network station for Game 4 in the American League playoffs. And that means you're tuned to the only radio spot for the World Series. Starting Saturday, October 16th, CBS Radio Sports brings you exclusive radio play-by-play coverage. Follow the series on radio right here. Moving to the top of inning number 5. The Kansas City Royals leading the New York Yankees 5-2. Yankees out hitting Kansas City 6-5. But they have made their hits count. They've had some big ones. They had doubles by Patek and McRae and a triple by Quirk. Still no Kansas City home runs in this series. The Yankees have had two, one today by Graig Nettles with a man on, and the two-run homer by Chambliss last night. Al Cowens, the top of the order, first up against Dick Tidrow. Cowens has flied to center and flied deep to left. Roy White in left field is the only player in sunlight now. The pitch. Cowens takes the breaking ball for a strike. Plate umpire Bill Haller calling them balls for strikes today. One of the good ones in the game. The one-strike pitch. Cowens is really jammed by that pitch. Tried to abort the swing, but it was on the inside corner. He went around halfway, and the count on him is 0-2. Tidrow came on and immediately put out any fires that had raging potential by getting 3 fly balls, one of them for a run charged to Hunter. Pitching to Cowens. Ground ball toward the middle, taken by shortstop Stanley, throws to first for the out. They had been edging Cowens that way anyway. The ball did not have enough sting on it to get into center field. Al Cowens out, short to first, and one away. Tom Poket has been held hitless today. He's flied twice to the outfield, once to White in left and once to Rivers in center. He hit the ball to center field well. Royals 5, Yankees 2, 5th inning. Poket grounds to first base. Chambliss takes it, plays it alone. 2 outs in a hurry. So Tidrow gets a couple of ground balls off the bats of the Royals. And Brent will come up, hitless so far. George is grounded to the pitcher and to the second baseman. Should the series go 5 games, remember, we'll be on tomorrow night from right here in Yankee Stadium for Game 5, the deciding game, if the Royals win this one. And airtime will be 8:07 over your CBS radio network station. 8:07 Eastern Daylight Time, 7:07 Central Time. Pitch to Brett, tries to drop a bunt down third base way and misses. Strike 1. Nettles was playing relatively deep. And he'll go back there again, not figuring that George will try it again. Dick Tidrow goes to work. There's a slam to the air and left, but White is there, and at the edge of a shadow, has it for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 innings for Tidrow. He has retired 6 in a row. And in the middle of the 5th inning, the score remains. The Royals 5, the Yankees 2. It'll be interesting if this series should go 5 games to see how the managers do handle the pitching rotation or the pitching assignment. Of course, in Game 5, they've got to pull out all the stops, and they cannot even think about Saturday against Cincinnati. They've got to win the pennant first. And by winning it on a Thursday, they have only 1 day for a pitcher to get ready to open against Cincinnati. So Billy Martin, as we mentioned earlier, seems to be in a pretty good way, if it goes this way, if he has to play tomorrow, to go with either Doyle Alexander, Ed Figueroa, or he could come back with Ken Holtzman, the left-hander. Meanwhile, Whitey Herzog would have to go probably with Al Fitzmaurice or maybe Dennis Leonard. He could go with Paul Splittorff, of course. That would probably be the most likely choice in Game 5, if there is a Game 5. We're halfway through this game at Yankee Stadium, Game 4, with the Kansas City Royals leading the Yankees 5-2. 5 hits for the Royals, 6 hits for the Yankees. And halfway through the game, it comes to my notice that I have been very fortunate in broadcasting career in the majors to be blessed with good partners. Kurt Gowdy, Dave Martin, Ken Coleman, Jim Wood, all the people, the ball players, Mel Parnell and Johnny Pesci, and it hasn't changed at all here in my first chance to get to work with one of the fine guys in this business, one of the top announcers, the voice of the Detroit Tigers, again, Ernie Harwell. Thank you, Ned. Hi again, everybody. It's Stanley at the plate now, and the Royals lead the Yanks 5-2. We go to the last half of the 5th inning. This game belongs to the relief pitchers, Bird and Tidrow. Tidrow stepped down 6 in a row, Bird 5 in a row since each came in. There's the ball low to the right hand of batting Stanley.
5 hits and 11 chips so far for Stanley. 1 for 1 in this game, a single. And he takes a breaking ball wide, 2-0. Bird came into the game relieving Gura, the starting pitcher, in the third inning with a man on and nobody out. That man Munson was out stealing, then he got everybody else since then. There's a pitch in too close, it almost hit him. Bird's fastball moved him back, and Fred Stanley now has a count of 3-0 on him. Third baseman Brett comes over to talk with his pitcher Bird. Left field, now a very tough field. That's the only sunny spot on the field. The pitch, Stanley is taking it to strike, a breaking ball across. 3-1 on Fred, the number 9 batter in the batting order. Mickey Rivers waiting on deck for New York. 5-2, Kansas City lead. Fourth game of the series. The pitch is a strike. There's the slider. Full count on Fred Stanley. Now Brett backs up a little bit at third base. Bird into the windup to Rivers. It's a bounding ball in the high chop towards second. Rojas waits for the next hop. Throw to first. Got him. Just in time, he had to play the second hop. Not quite as high as that big first one. And there's 1 up and 1 down in the Yankee fifth inning. Here's Rivers, the left-hand hitting leadoff man. He has fouled to third and hit into a fourth out. Outfield will shade him around toward left. The lights have been on here to try to cut down some of the shadows at Yankee Stadium. Now some debris thrown on the field has to be tossed out by Brett over there at third base. Rivers waiting on the pitch from Doug Bird. Here it comes. He takes the ball outside. Royals picked up 3 in the second. The Yankees came back with 2 in the second. And the Royals got 2 for themselves in the fourth inning. Rivers hits a bounding foul over toward the seats, just past the Yankee dugout. 5 runs and 5 hits for the Royals, 2 runs and 6 hits for the Yankees. Gura started, relieved by Bird. Hunter started for the Yankees, relieved by Tidrow. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Rivers. He swings and lifts a high foul. It'll reach the seats back at first base. Into the lower deck, down in the right field corner. New outfield alignment in this game for the Royals. They've got Patek in left today, Cowens in center, McRae in right. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Swing, and there's a little pop fly back a short. Patek going back. Patek coming in, and he makes the catch. The left fielder took care of that one. Here's Roy White at the plate. Roy doubled in the opening inning and then ended the second inning with a fourth out. And the Yankees were threatening to add to their 2-run surge in that inning. The Yankees got those 2 runs in the second on a home run by Nettles. 2 home runs in the series so far. They both belong to the Yankees. Chambliss with 1 and Nettles with 1. It's a ball, a little bit inside on Roy White. Switch batter batting left-handed now against the right-hand pitching of Bird. 5-2, Royals lead, 5th inning at Yankee Stadium. Here's a ball high to White. 2-0, the count on Roy. Munson waits on deck. Outfield slightly toward right on him. Red balloon floats down right back of umpire Haller. I think he's going to let it blow away. Here's the windup by Bird. The pitch. Swinging a foul back in this direction. Down below us. Bird allowed the most home runs of any pitcher on the Kansas City staff, a total of 17 over the regular season. Swing, there's a fly lifted to center. Cowens is backing up. He's there waiting. He has it. And that's all for the Yankees. They go down 1-2-3 in the 5th inning. At the end of 5, Royals 5, Yankees 2. Be a World Series expert by knowing the history and the events that make it America's top sports attraction. It's all inside the official 1976 World Series program, the one that's sold at the series. Get the full rundowns on the divisional winners. Visit selected newsstands or send a check or money order for $2.50 to World Series program, Post Office Box 666, San Francisco, California, 94101. That's World Series program, P.O. Box 666, San Francisco, California, 94101. The preceding has been brought to you on behalf of Major League Baseball. John Mayberry to lead off for the Royals. They are ahead of the Yankees. Inning number 6 at Yankee Stadium. Royals 5, New York 2. Mayberry walked in the second inning. He was the first runner against Catfish Hunter that started. Well, then he lifted a fly ball to left in the third. They're over-shifting on it again. And Kidrow delivers. There's a high fly ball into left center field. White is camping under it, and he has it for the out. McRae will be the batter now. He doubled in the fourth, and then scored on a three-bagger by Jamie Quirk. 12 fly balls have been caught now by the Yankee outfielders. Kansas City hitting the ball up in the air. Great deal this afternoon. There's the pitch, and McRae takes a fastball in close. Ball one on Hal. Fly to right and then double. Kidrow, the big right-hander, wheels and delivers. Here's a line shot up the alley. White digging hard, and he cannot get it. It bounced past him. McRae going for two. White picks up the ball at the warning track. McRae rounding second, headed for third. The relay from Stanley to Nettles, not in time. A triple by McRae. Looks like Harold has awakened, Ernie. He sure has. A double and a triple in the last two times at bat. And Kidrow had retired 7 in order before that triple broke the string. Now, Jamie Quirk, who tripled in the fourth inning to drive in McRae from second, comes up here in the sixth inning. The Royals have a man at third. One man down. They lead the Yankees 5-2. Infield pulled in tight for the Yanks. Kidrow to the set position. The left-hand batting Quirk at the plate. Swings and taps the foul. Out of play. In the dirt, back of the plate. Billy Martin will sometime change his infield setup at the pitch. He'll have them in and move them back, or he'll have them back and move them in, or play them medium and go one way or the other. Well, the way he sets them at the start of the pitch doesn't necessarily mean that he won't change. Right now they're in close, a little bit closer on the left side than on the right. Work waiting on Kidrow's next delivery. Strike one, the count on Jamie. Here it comes. He swings and there's a drive to right field. Going over his gamble, he has it. Here's the tag at third by McRae, and he is coming home to score. 6-2, the Royals lead New York. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network. Here's Cookie Rojas batting now with 2 down and nobody on, and he swings as a fly ball to left, fairly deep, but White is back. He's there waiting. He has it. And almost bobbled the ball at the last moment, but held on for the out. 1 run on 1 hit for the Royals. No Yankee errors. Nobody left. That's the end of 5 1/2 innings. The score, Kansas City 6, New York 2. Along with Ned Martin, this is Ernie Harwell at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees are batting in the last half of the 6th inning. The Royals lead New York 6-2. Munson will be the first Yankee batter here in their 6th inning. He is fly to center and singles. Both those times at bat were against the starting pitcher, Larry Gura. After the single by Munson, that's when the current pitcher, Doug Bird, took over. And Bird has set down 8 Yankees in order. Bonanno will follow Munson, and then it'll be Chris Chambliss, who's been the hottest hitter on either team in this series. Munson has batted .302 for the season. 6 for 16 in the championship series. Big, strong right-hand batter faces Bird, and the pitch is swung on and hit the left for a base hit. He is very tough with that stick in his hand, Thurman Munson.
He wraps the single to left between Brett and Patek. And now Lou Piniella will be the batter. Lou has bounced to shortstop and hit a fly ball to right. He was asking before the game, how can I get the ball up in the air? I'm hitting everything on the line or on the ground. Dean Michaels, Coach Yan said, well, that's not all bad, but you've got to uppercut the ball if you want to get it up in the air. Lou's always studying the technique and hitting. He swings. There's one in the air, deep in upfield. Going back is Patek. He'll have room. He makes the catch. The one-hander. And Munson retreats to first base. Here's Chris Chambliss. He had a single his first time up, and then bounced out unassisted to Mayberry at first. Chambliss with a total of 8 hits. He has 5 runs batted in. He's topped him at the first. He has one of the 2 home runs in the series. Left-hand batter to face the right-hander Bird. Doug delivers. It's a ball outside. Ball 1. Man on first, Munson. He was thrown out in the 3rd inning on his steal attempt. Mayberry holding on the bag with Thurman. Chambliss hits a bounding ball to second. Rojas to Patek. One relay to Mayberry. It is a Royal double play, and the Yankees are out in the 6th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. At the end of 6, Royals 6, New York 2. You're tuned to your CBS radio network station for game number 4 in the American League playoffs, and that means you're tuned to the only radio spot for the World Series, starting Saturday, October 16th. CBS Radio Sports brings you exclusive radio play-by-play coverage. Follow the series on radio right here. Kidrow on the mound, ready to face the Royals in the 7th inning. Kansas City with 6 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. The Yanks have 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. The Royals got 3 runs in the 2nd off starter Hunter. A walk to Mayberry, a single by Rojas, moved into 2nd. Then with 2 outs, Patek doubled in 2. Martinez singled in the 3rd run of that inning. In the 4th inning, the Royals had a double for McRae to lead off. Quirk hit a triple to score him, and then he came home on a sacrifice by Rojas. And the Royals got their last run in the 6th inning on a triple by McRae and the sacrifice by Quirk. The Yankees scored 2 on a home run by Nettles. Here's Patek, and he pops one up. Back at third, it will be out of play over into the seat back at third base. The scramble for that one. And a gentleman from Yonkers, New York, caught it. Patek with a double and a fly to left so far. Kidrow ready for action. Kicks and delivers. Here's a curve outside. 1-1 the count on Patek. Then the bottom part of the batting order that's done the run producing for Kansas City, beginning with McRae and from then on down. They've not had a hit from the first 4 batters. Here's a cut and a miss by Fred. 1-2 the count on him. Quirk with 2 RBIs, Patek with 2, Rojas with 1, and Martinez with 1. All from the bottom part of the batting order. Kidrow came out of the 4th inning, relieving the starter Catfish Hunter. He pitches. There's a bounding ball to third. It'll be foul, just outside the bag. The Yankees have scouts right up a couple of booths away from us, and they're using walkie-talkies this year. And generally, they have stationed their outfielders for the Kansas City batters to hit the ball late to the opposite side. But in the case of Patek, the outfielder is playing him to pull. Now the wind up and the pitch on the way. Swing a little chopper, roll past the mound. Picked up by Chambliss, wide of the bag at first. Kidrow covers, can't hold the throw from Chambliss. And Patek is safe at first. We'll wait for the score on that one. Kidrow was late leaving the mound. It was a slow roll that just got past the mound. Chambliss had to go over and field it. And it will be scored as a single for Patek. Sort of a little in-betweener there within the infield. That gives Patek his 2nd hit. He and McRae are the only Royals with more than 1 hit. And the only Yankee with more than 1 is Munson, who has 2 singles.
It's Martinez, the catcher, who singled in a run in the second inning, and then fired to the center fielder, Rivers, in the fourth. Royals with a 4-run margin. They're ahead 6-2 over the Yankees in the seventh, trying to add to that lead. Patek is a fine base runner. He has his off. Chambliss holding on the bag with him. He doesn't go. Squaring to Buck Martinez, he takes the ball outside. Nettles coming inside the bag at third, playing to the inner grass. Stanley and Randolph, the shortstop and second baseman, up about halfway at second. As Patek lengthens his lead at first base, set by Tidrow, and the pitch is outside. High and away, once again, Martinez ready to bunt. Generally, the Yankee pitchers are not very adept at holding the runners on. Now Martinez stepping out. Patek trying to get the lead again. Draws a throw. He's back safely, standing up. Patek deceivingly fast. Well, he's got a pretty good sized lead. Draws another throw. Gets back safely. Royals ahead 6-2. They're batting in the seventh inning against relief pitcher Dick Tidrow. Patek doesn't go. There's a bunt. It's going foul on the ground toward first base. Gloved there by Chambliss. And Patek at second base has to come on back. Well, we've not seen the bunt used as a weapon very much in this series so far, mainly because one team or the other has jumped out in front with a fairly large lead, usually early in the game. Now the Royals bunting in an effort to add to their 4-run margin. After Martinez, the Royals go to the top of their batting order. Cowan. Well, let's see if the bunt will be on again. The Yankees think it might be. They're in close. Patek draws another throw. He's back with a slide. The sunshine is just about left the playing area. Shining on the fence in deep left center. That's the only spot of sun right now at Yankee Stadium. Patek draws another throw. He's back with a head-first slide. And calls time. He's got to dust himself off a little bit. Freddy wearing gloves, his base-running gloves. Got to stave off those hand injuries on slides. He goes this time. The pitch is swung on and missed. Here's a throw to second. Patek is out. Good throw by Munson to the shortstop. Stanley cut him down. Well, they kept him as close as they could, and Munson made an excellent throw to Stanley to cut down Freddy Patek in the steal attempt. Martinez tried to help out. He swung and couldn't reach it, and it's a 2-2 count on him. Oh, Buck digs in again against Tidrow. 1 out, nobody on for the Royals. Yankee right-handed Tidrow kicks high, delivers. Here's a high foul. It'll be in the seats over on the first base side. This remodeled Yankee Stadium. They have kept the flavor of the old stadium. This was built in 1923. But they've moved the stands to basically a lot nearer the diamond. They've made it more symmetrical than it once was. And they've cut down on some of the playing area. 2-2 to count on Martinez. Now, Tidrow has slowed up on his pitching pace. He goes back for the Rosenbach. Here's the windup by Tidrow. The pitch is cut on and beaten foul over toward the Royal dugout. And Mr. Haller puts the new one in play. Remember, Tidrow got his start with the Indians. He was the Sporting News Rookie of the Year in pitching in 1972. Then came to the Yankees. Makes his home in Kansas City. He winds and pitches. Here's a foul in the dirt back at the plate. 2-2 to count on Martinez.
Hunter started. Tidrow in the fourth inning. Royals started their left-hander Larry Gura. He did not last through the third. Doug Bird took over for him at that point of the game. Now Halla getting a ball for Tidrow. Checking a whole pocket full of them there and letting Tidrow pick out one he wanted. 2-2. That's the count on Martinez. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball outside. That one barely missed the outside corner. A fastball, that time from Tidrow. He has a sinker, which is a great pitch for a relief man. Also uses the screwball from time to time. The windup and the 3-2 delivery. It's in too close. He walked him. It'll be the first walk of Tidrow. Hunter walked one during his stint on the mound. And now Cowens, the leadoff man, will be stepping in. He's 0 for 3 in this game. He's fly to center, he's fly to left, and about to shortstop. 3 for 15 in the series so far, including his 3 times at bat in this one. Outfield will play him almost straight away. Grant Jackson is throwing now in the Yankee bullpen, the left-hander. Now Chambliss will hold on the bag over there with Martinez. Cowens, right-hand batter, fairly deep in the batter's box, and he takes the ball in close, ball 1. Patek waiting at the on-deck circle, and the Royals have a 4-run margin, 6-2 over the Yankees in the 7th inning. Now Tidrow, with runners on this inning, has slowed his pitching pace. He sets and delivers. Here's a cut in the miss. The pitch they've been working with on Cowens. The breaking ball toward the outside. Cowens has played some first base, but basically now he's an outfielder. First came up to the Royals in 74. Right-hand batter waiting on the 1-1 delivery now from Tidrow. Here it comes. He swings and fouls it away in the seat. Slicing drive in the lower deck and right. The Royals jumped in front of this game. They got 3 off Catfish Hunter in the 2nd inning. Then Nettles hit a 2-run homer for the Yankees off the starting Kansas City pitcher Larry Gura to cut the lead to 3-2. Then the Royals jumped in with 2 in the 4th inning. That knocked Hunter off the mound. Added 1 in the 6th off reliever Tidrow. Here's the set and the pitch. Cowens swings on a bounding ball chopped toward Nettles. He goes to second, to Randolph. 1, relay to first. The Chambliss not in time. It's the 4th out. Cowens, who moved down that line very well, beat the relay. It'll be a simple 4th to second base. A 3rd to second for the 2nd out. Sort of a high chopper to Nettles. Nettles has played a fine third base in this series. Here's Tom Patek. Patek with a fly to left, a fly to center, and about out to first base. Left-hand batter, young man from Wisconsin stepping in. Fractured his cheekbone this year running into a fence in a game against the White Sox. He's had about 3 or 4 operations in the last 2 or 3 years. Left-hand batter waiting. The throw is to first, and back in time is the runner Cowens. We're in the 7th inning, and Kansas City leads New York 6-2. 2 down now, the infield back, and they throw to first to Chambliss again. Chambliss continues to hold on the bag. That gives the batter Patek a little larger target to hit toward over there on the right field side of the infield. One of the advantages of being a left-hander is a ball outside. Ball 1, the count on Patek. Poquette. Outfield plays him straight away. Tidrow to the set position. Lobs one over the first, and Cowens back with ease. Brett is waiting on deck for KC. Nick Tidrow ready. Delivers. There's a ball in the dirt. Good pickup by Munson. 2-0 the count now, and here comes Billy Martin moving up those dugout steps and trotting toward the mound. Billy's going to make a change immediately. After Patek goes to a 2-0 count, Martin has gone to the mound, and he's probably going to bring in Grant Jackson. That's it. He made a motion with his left hand, and the left-hand reliever will be coming in. So Tidrow will lead the ball game now, and Jackson will take over.
Well, it's we've mentioned earlier, Ernie, about Tidrow, the kind of pitcher he is an 8th and 9th inning pitcher primarily. He's been used that way as in the Yankees system the last couple of years, especially this year. A guy that can come in and get that big out, that big 1, 2, 3 outs, and maybe go 2 innings. But after that, they kind of like to get him out of there, and people start to read his motion or do whatever they want to. So Tidrow will leave, as this game is still a 4-run issue, as Grant Jackson, a left-hander, makes his way to the mound.
Okay, we'll be back to the ball game in a moment as we're in the top half of the 7th inning. Ben Crenshaw, one of 8 past champions, entered, bids to win the $125,000 Texas Open Golf Tournament at San Antonio.
Left-hander Grant Jackson, a veteran of American and National League play, was one of the standout pitchers in the bullpen, along with Tidrow. In fact, the left-handed reason why left-hander Sparky Lyle didn't get as much work as he thought he should have after the All-Star break. Jackson, to Lyle's own admission, was super. And on the year, Grant sharing his places between Baltimore and the Yankees when he came over here with Ken Holtzman in that big trade. On the year, won 7 and lost 1. And at an earned run average of 2.54. And with the Yankees, to show how effective he has been against them, he had an earned run average of 1.69 with a 6-0 record. He never has lost a game as a member of the New York Yankees. He worked 78 innings, and he struck out 39, walked 25. It's his first appearance in the championship series. He got 1 start in the last week of the season, and the last part of the season, September 24th, when he started a ball game, gave him some work, and he pitched a shutout. Ready? Well, here's Patek, and Jackson inherits a 2-0 count on Patek. Left-hander against the left-hander. Grant Jackson, native of Ohio, makes his home now in Puerto Rico. Flips over to first again, and Cowens is back safely. Jackson's had experience in championship series play with Baltimore in 73 and 74. Here's a ball high to Patek, and the count is 3-0. Here's the flip over to first base again now. And it was easy for Cowens to get back. Jackson ready to deliver 3-0. Here it comes. He takes a walk, and that walk will be charged to Tidrow, the outgoing pitcher, since Jackson came in with a disadvantageous count. That means that Tidrow allows 2 walks, and is now responsible for the 2 runners that are on the bases. Here's Brett at the plate. The left-hand batting third baseman, the leading hitter on the Royal team, is without a hit in this game. Bounce to the pitcher. He's grounded to second. He's wide to left. 2 out and 2 on. The Royals lead the Yankees 6-2, 7th inning. Here's a ball high, and the throw to second is not in time. Cowens slid back safely. The way Munson throws sometimes with a left-hander up there at the plate, and there's a good chance he could have taken Brett's head off with that one. That was a strike. Bill Haller called that one a strike. Here's a pitch. It's a ball outside. Now the count even 1-1. Brett hit safely in all the other 3 games. Jackson delivers a wide one. 2-1 the count on George. Royals trying to add to their margin. They lead by 4, 6-2 over the Yankees in the 7th inning here at Yankee Stadium. Yankees lead in the series, 2 victories to 1. They need 1 more to win the pennant. Jackson kicks and deals. Here's a high one. Ball 3. 3-1 the count on Brett. Hunter started. Tidrow on the 4th. Jackson in the 7th for the New Yorkers. Mayberry waiting on deck.
Here's the pitch. He took it in close. It almost hit him. And Brett gets the base on balls. That will load him up for Mayberry. Joel Alexander working in the Yankee bullpen now, the right-hander. So it's Brett at first. Poket at second. Cowan has moved to third. Here's Mayberry. For the walk and a couple of fly balls to left. Swing, there's a long belt to right. Maybe if it stays there, it is a foul ball. Oh, he hit that ball hard. Oh, Big John was using some body English on that one, and he was about a quarter of the way up the line and trying to wave that ball in fair. That's the best ball he's hit in this series. As they say, he got a hold of it. And the Yankee Stadium fans are still buzzing about that blast, but it went foul at the last second. Strike two. That's the count on Mayberry. 2 out, bases loaded. The pitch. He swings and misses. 2 strikes on John. Bases loaded, 2 men down. Jackson winds, pitches. There's the tapper back to Jackson. He has it. Here's the throw to first, and the inning's over. Mayberry bounces out. It's no runs on 1 hit. No errors, 3 runners to left. That's the end of the first half of the 7th inning. The Royals 6, the Yankees 2. Stretch time at Yankee Stadium, the last half of the 7th inning. And the Yankees, who need 1 victory to win the pennant, right now find themselves down in this 4th game of the championship series, trailing the Kansas City Royals 6-2. Graig Nettles, who hit a 2-run homer, his first trip to the plate, and has accounted for the only 2 Yankee runs, will lead off against relief pitcher Doug Bird of Kansas City. Nettles hit a home run in the 2nd, scoring Chambliss ahead of him. And then against Bird, who had relieved the starting pitcher Gura. Against Bird in the 4th inning, he struck out. Ellie Hendricks is running across the field from the bullpen toward the Yankee dugout. Nettles getting ready to step in now. 6-2, the Royals lead the Yanks. Here's a ball outside. Bird, who came into the game in the 3rd, working on the home run champion of the league, Nettles. He swings. There's a high fly to right, not deep. McRae is under it, waiting, still waiting. He has it, and there's 1 down. Oscar Gamble will bat next. He came in as a bench batter for Maddox, the starting right fielder. That was in the 4th inning, and he bounced to second base. Six runs, 7 hits, no errors for Kansas City. The Yanks have 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. Now, time called at the plate by umpire Bill Haller for a moment. Outfield is moving around to right. Gamble is a pull hitter, and he's got a lot of power. He swings and bounces back. Well, we almost had one there, babe. It's about as close as we're going to get, I think. Yeah, needed to sink a little bit more, but I think we could have had it. Were you ready? No, neither was I. Strike 1, the count on Gamble. Bird, the right-hander, kicks and delivers. Here's a breaking pitch. It's low. 1-1 the count on him. Mark Littell throwing in the KC bullpen now, the right-hander. The Royals lead New York 6-2. Swing, there's a drive to right. McRae backs up. Can't get it. It's off his glove and over his head. Steals it off the wall, and Gamble slides in with a 2-bagger. McRae misjudged that ball. I don't know whether his glove touched it or not. It almost did if it didn't. Got over his head, went to the wall. Randolph will be the Yankee batter now with a man on second base. That is the 8th Yankee hit, the double by Oscar Gamble. Willie Randolph got a hit in the second inning, a single, and then he bounced to third the next time. Bird is now allowed 2 hits. The leadoff single by Munson in the 6th inning after he got the first 8. And this 1-out double in the 7th inning by Oscar Gamble. So here's the right-hand batting second baseman Willie Randolph at the plate. 6-2, the Royals lead. Here's a strike. He got the inside corner. Hanna wants to inspect that ball. He's going to take it out of play. Gamble on second, 1 man down for the Yanks. Randolph played to hit the ball late. Over toward right a little bit on him. Here's the pitch. He takes a breaking ball outside. 1-1 on Willie Randolph. For the former Pittsburgh Pirates. Now Bird in relief, trying to hold off the Yankees here in the late stages of this one in game number 4 of the series. Set for the right-hander. And the pitch. He takes the ball outside. 2-1 the count on him. Bird ready for action again. Here it comes. He swings and nubs a little foul on the ground over into the Royal dugout. 2-2 the count on Randolph. The Yankees have out-hit the Royals, but the Royals have put theirs together more effectively. The Royals got 3 in the second. The Yankees came back on a 2-run homer by Nettles to get their 2. The Royals added 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th inning. And Bird in relief has held off the Yankees. But now the Yankees are threatening in the 7th. With Gamble taking a long lead off second, 1 man down. Set by Bird. He flips one to second, throws it away into the outfield. Picked up now by Cowens, and Gamble will move to third. Rojas ducked behind to take the throw. Bird threw it on the shortstop side of second base and threw it into the outfield. That will be the first error of the game.
That wasn't a bad count play that they had on, Ernie, and if he'd thrown it more properly, if he'd thrown it at the bag and at Rojas, he might have had a shot at him, a very slim one, but Gamble was off the base, and they did have a chance at him, but the ball was just thrown too much to the shortstop side.
Now with a man at third, 1 out, and a 2-2 pitch coming up to Randolph. He hits one slowly back toward the mound, picked up by Bird. He'll throw to first to Mayberry. The run scores. Gamble crossing the plate. And it is now 6-3 in favor of the Royals. Kansas City was willing to give up a run there for an out. They were playing their infield back. And that ball jammed Randolph, the pitch did. He tried to get out of the way and just took a little number back toward the mound. Bird took a look at the plate, but then decided to go to first base. So it'll be an RBI bounced out by Randolph. And Ellie Hendricks will come up to bat for Stanley. The slender left-hand batting catcher with a 174 batting mark. Two down, nobody on. It is 6-3 now. The Royals lead New York. Fastball right at the plate on Hendricks. Infield very deep on Ellie. He swings as they drive up the alley right to the field. Cowens comes over, cuts it off. It is a single. Hendricks waves in with the next single. Brett comes over and talks with Bird. The Yankees are kicking up their heels. The pitching coach coming out now. Walking to the mound. Martinez is out there.
They've had Littell and Mingori both throwing in the bullpen. So the Yankees trying to come back here in the late stages. They've cut the lead to 6-3. I believe this is Mason coming in from the bullpen. No, it's Gidry. He'll be running for Hendricks. Gidry. G-U-I-D-R-Y. Ron Gidry will be running for Ellie Hendricks, who batted for Fred Stanley. Oh, the wheels are turning, Mr. Martin.
He said, and I think that the appearance of Mark Littell out in the bullpen tells you something about the way that Whitey Herzog is going to work. He has used Littell twice already in the series, in the 3 games. I believe he'd bring him in right now without the slightest provocation if he needed to get a right-handed hitter out later. But he also might have to think about tomorrow with his best man in relief being Mark Littell. Well, here's Nicky Rivers to try to keep it going for the Yanks. He's 0 for 3 this afternoon. Left-handed batting outfielder. There are 2 out for the Yanks in the 7th inning. They've got a man at first base. That's Gidry, the pinch runner. The outfield on Rivers around toward left. Brett in close in case Rivers wants to try to bunt his way on. And the pitch. He swings and fouls it away. Back toward the mezzanine behind the plate. Strike 1 on Nicky Rivers. Bird came into the game in the 3rd. He was very strong. Got the first 8 batters in a row. And a single by Munson led off the 6th. He was erased in a double play. But here in the 7th, the Yanks are acting up. There's a bounding ball to right. The base hit by Rivers. Gibson turning at second, heading to 3rd. There's a throw by McRae back to the low house at second. The Yanks have runners at 1st and 3rd. Comes the manager, Whitey Herzog. That means a 15 change for Kansas City. Whitey's number 1 problem in this series has been a faltering bullpen. And now Bird has started in such great fashion. Himself has faltered, and he's going to leave the mound. It'll be Mingori coming into sit. To Roy White. White is switch batter. The Yanks have 2 men on and 2 men out. That means that they'll have the tying run at the plate. Well, the job done by Doug Bird was exemplary, but he just seemed to run out of gas here in the 7th inning. He went 4 2/3 innings of good relief up until this 7th, when he has given up 3 of the 4 hits he's allowed. In the 4 2/3, he has given up 4 hits and 1 run. He is responsible for 2 base runners. He had no walks and 1 strikeout. And coming on the pitch now will be left-hander Steve Mingori, who will make Roy White turn around to bat right-handed. Left-hander Steve Mingori has come on to work and is making his 3rd appearance in this series. He got a save on Sunday. He went 1 inning and gave up 2 hits, but ended the game by striking out Carlos May. He pitched no part of an inning in the game last night. He gave up a hit and then left. So now he's facing Roy White. White's the switch batter, batting right-handed. 2 men on and 2 men out. Royals lead the Yankees, 7th inning, 6-3. White with a double and 3 turns at bat. Left-hander Mingori flips one over to first, and Rivers is back safely. The paid attendance today, 56,355, gives a 4-game total of 195,331, a record for a playoff series in the American League. Here's the pitch, and White swings and rolls 1 foul right at the plate. Strike 1, the count on Roy White. Oh, it's been Gura, Bird, and now Mingori for the Royals. The Yankees started Hunter, Kidrow in the 4th, and Jackson in the 7th. Parade of 3 pitches on each side. The Yankee crowd has come alive here in the 7th. is a bounding ball foul just outside of third. The reasoning, excuse me, Ernie, the thing that I think that they wanted to get Mingorian right now to pitch to White is to force him to bat right-handed, where he's not quite as strong as left. And also, Mingori is more effective against right-handed hitters than a lot of left-handers are on the staff, because he has that turnover ball that goes away from them, sinker. Well, he's ahead of White now with a strike 2 count on Roy. Here's the set, the kick, the pitch. Gets a ball outside. He was wasting that one, no question about it. 1-2. Gidner is the runner third. He came in to run for Ellie Hendricks, who singled in the pinch batter's role for Stanley. And Rivers followed with a single to get him to third. There are 2 down for the Yanks. The 1-2 delivery. White swings. There's a fly ball into right center field. Cowens is calling for it. He's under it. He has it. And the Yankees are out in the 7th inning. They get a run. 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, 2 runners are left. And at the end of the 7th inning, the Royals 6, the Yankees 3. McRae will lead it off for the Royals. They've got the advantage now, 6-3 over New York, going into the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium, game number 4, the American League Championship Series. The Yankees lead the series 2 victories to 1. McRae, who had not had a hit until this game, has picked up a double and a triple his last 2 times at bat. The first time up, he fly to right. Then the bottom part of the batting order for the Royals to get the hits and knock in the run. On the number 5 batter on down. Grant Jackson, the left-hand reliever, kicks and deals at the strike called on McRae. Jackson got his major league start with the Phillies. That was back in 65. He delivers. Here's a foul out of play back toward the mezzanine. Strike 2, the count on McRae. He'll be followed by Jamie Quirk, and then it'll be Cookie Rojas. Freddy Herzog is shuffling his lineup for this game today. There's a ball wide of the plate. 1-2, the count on McRae. Royals 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Yankees have 3 runs, 10 hits, and they've made no errors. Jackson checking his sign with Thurman Munson. And McRae backs out of the batter's box for a moment. Here's the motion. Here's the pitch. He swings on a bounding ball to third. Great stop by Nettles. He gets up, throw to first, got it. Well, there's the play of the series right now. It took a double away from Hal McRae. Looks like Lee Boyer used to do here, Brooks Robinson has done in Baltimore, Pie Trainer used to do. Or as they might say, McRae doubled down the left field line and Nettles threw him out at first base. Davey Nelson is coming to bat now. He'll be hitting for Jamie Quirk. Whitey Herzog getting a right-hand batter in there. Ernie, how did Pie Trainer play the bag when you broadcast his game?
Now, that was Bob Prince, that was.
I wondered if he played close or not. Here's Davey Nelson. He came in as a bench batter last night and failed to hit.
Batting for Quirk, number 3.
He's the one that had the battle with Sparky Lyle there in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch to Nelson. It's the ball outside. Royals leading the Yankees 6-3. The Royals are batting in the 8th inning. Jackson delivers. It's a strike called on Nelson. 1-1 the count on him. 8th inning in New York. There's a cut and a miss on a fastball into the hand. Cookie Rojas waits on deck for Kansas City. Now Jackson into the windup, delivers. The ball wide. It's 2-2 the count on him. the first Royal to strike out today. Here's stepping in. Cookie had a single in the second inning. Not going to run with a sacrifice fly and then fly to left the next time. Officially, he has 1 for 2. The first pitch to Rojas in close on him. Ball one. Right-hand batting Rojas at the plate. Swings and hits a little foul upstairs. 1-1 the count on Cookie. Royals 6 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. New York 3 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Royals trying to get the series even. Jackson delivers. Breaking ball in the outside corner. 1-2 the count on Rojas. Waiting on deck is Freddy Patek. Here it comes. He swings on a bounding ball. Right field. Base hit. Rojas went with that pitch and just hit a grounder between Randolph and Chambliss and on into right field. That gives him 2 hits. McRae has 2. And the man coming up now, Patek, has 2. Martinez has 1. And now Frank White will come out and run for Rojas at first base. So Cookie, the veteran, getting a hand as he leaves the base path. Frank White at first base as the runner. And Freddy Patek at the plate. He drove in the first 2 runs of the double. He's also had a single and a fly to left. White draws a throw over to first base, but he's back safely. Eighth inning, 6-3. Royals lead New York. There's a high foul out of play. It'll be upstairs. First base side. McRae started this inning with a drive down to third base. Nettles threw him out. Quirk was batted for by Nelson. He struck out. And then the next batter, Rojas, had a single to right. White came in to run for him. Now Patek's the batter, and the count on Fred is 1-1. And the pitch. He swings. There's a drive to right center. Make it up the alley. Rivers and Gamble chasing. It's between the two of them. Now Rivers gets it deep in right center field. Rounding third is White. He's coming home, and he will score. And there's another run for the Royals. They lead it 7-3. Patek getting his third hit and his second double. And his third run batted in this game. White scampering all the way home from first base. So with 2 outs, the Royals are doing damage. Here's Martinez at the plate for the man at second, 2 down. Well, this is the hitting attack the Royals have been waiting for. One of their problems has been the lack of hits over the last several weeks. Martinez has 1 for 2 plus a walk. He takes the ball high and outside. 9 hits now for the Royals. There's a foul out of play behind the plate. 1-1 the count on Buck Martinez. Well, with that run in, it means that each one of the 3 Yankee pitchers has allowed at least a run. Hunter, Tidrow, and Jackson. The Royals have worked with 3 pitchers. Gura started, Bird in the 3rd, and Mingori in the 7th. Now the set by the left-hander, Grant Jackson. He pitches. There's a high pop-up between home and first. Chambliss in fair territory. He has it, and the Royals are out in the 8th inning. However, they're going to run. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors. A man left on base. And in the middle of the 8th inning, Kansas City 7, New York 3. Yankees batting 8th inning. Royals lead 7-3. Defensive changes for Kansas City. Wolford goes into play left. Patek moves from left to right. That puts McRae out of action. And White will be the new second baseman replacing Rojas. All kinds of possibilities tomorrow from a pitching standpoint. Should Kansas City hang on and win this game over the Yankees 7-3 and even the series? More than likely, Whitey Herzog would go with Fredor.
unless something happens between now and the end of the game.
I tell you, Ernie, Splittorff was out there throwing very hard a moment ago when it looked as if the Yankees were coming back. You know, this is, for Whitey, it's no tomorrow if he loses this one, and he was even willing to put Splittorff in there just to win this ball game and then take your chances on Thursday.
And Billy Martin's got some choices to make. He could go with Ed Figueroa. He could go with Alexander. Or he could go with Holtzman. And I imagine he's got a few others in mind. But right now, the attention is all focused here in the 8th inning on Munson, who'll be leading off for the Yankees. Well, the Royals ahead of the New Yorkers 7-3. Munson has flied to center, then the next 2 times he's picked up singles, 2 for 3. He's had 7 hits and 17 chips. He's been one of the stars at bat for the Yankees. Steve McRae, the little left-hander, kicks and delivers, and there's a drive to left field, may go foul. It is down in the corner, chased by Wolford, and it reaches the seats in foul territory. Munson is very strong with his hands, and he can adjust to that tight pitch about as well as anybody. Here's a new alignment now for Kansas City. They've got Wolford in left, Cowens in center, Patek in right. And the infield has Brett still at third, Patek at short. White is at second base, Mayberry at first, Martinez is catching, and Mingori on the mound. He's the third pitcher Whitey Herzog has used this afternoon. Royals ahead, 7-3. The Yankees are in the role of trying to battle back now in the 8th inning. Strike 1 count. Here's the pitch. Munson takes a ball in too close. That one down around the knees. 1-1. Mingori working off the third base side of the slab now. Winds and pitches. Here's a curve foul in the seat. Again, he kept the ball in close with the hands on Thurman Munson. After Munson, Lou Piniella, Chris Chambliss for the scheduled batters. Mingori is facing the heavy part of the Yankee batting order in this 8th inning. And sort of a quiet tenseness has come over the crowd here at Yankee Stadium now. Yanks trail by 4. Now the applause begins to pick up a little bit, and you hear some cheering. Here's the pitch. He swings a fly ball, lifted into short right. Patek comes over to right center and makes the catch. He had a little trouble for a moment, but then he hung on and pulled him in. Here's Lou Piniella. Lou without a hit in this game, but he has 3 for 10 now, up to this time at bat. Has 2 singles and 1 double to his credit. Double came last night ahead of the Chambliss home run. Now the wind-up, and Mingori delivers a bounding ball to third. It'll be foul by a couple of feet. Brett playing near the line here in the late innings. And he'll be fairly deep on Lou Piniella. Outfield around the left on Lou. He digs it again. It is 7-3. The Royals lead the Yankees. Here's the windup by Mingori. The pitch on the way. Swing, fly ball, left center field. Cowens and Wolford coming for it. Wolford there, one-handed. And they are 2 down in the Yankee 8th inning. That will bring up Chambliss. Then the toughest of the Yankee hitters. He's 1 for 3 in this game. Single in the second inning. Short ahead of Nettles on the home run. He bounced to first baseman Mayberry in the third. And he cracked into a double play, second to short to first. In the 6th inning. Left-hander against the left-hander. Very wide curve, low and away. Ball 1 on Chris. 7-3, Kansas City leads New York. 8th inning, 2 down for the Yankees, nobody on. It's the ball high and outside. That was the fastball. Pitchers try to keep that ball in tight, usually on Chambliss. Jam him. Here's the 2-0 delivery. It's a ball outside. It's 3-0, the count on Chris. Well, he's not getting anything to swing at yet. And Nettles is waiting on deck.
Yankees have out-hit the Royals. 10 hits to 9. The Royals have the run, 7-3. Here's a strike. Breaking ball, got the inside corner. Well, you see that breaking ball on any count now. 2 down, nobody on. Then Gory delivers. Here's a line foul back at third base. And it's the full count. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the CBS Radio Network. Bill Hammer, plate umpire, putting a new ball in play. 7-3, Royals lead. 8th inning, Yanks at bat, 2 out. Nobody on the base. It's 3-2 the count on Chambliss. Here's the windup in the pitch. He swings and there's a fly ball to left center. Cowan's going over and back. Wolford's there and Cowan makes the catch. They almost collided. So it's 3 up and 3 down on outfield flies in the Yankee 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 8 innings, Royals 7, New York 3. Cowan's at the plate, leading off in the 9th inning, and Grant Jackson delivers a breaking ball outside on Al ball run. Cowan's without a hit in 4 turns at bat. Right-handed batter takes the cut. It's a bounding ball to short. Mason is there now. He gloved it. The fellow Chambliss got him. Mason, who relieves Stanley after Stanley left for the pinch batter, took care of that one. Now Tom Patek, the outfielder, who's 0 for 3 plus a walk, will be up. Royals lead the Yanks 7-3 in the 9th inning. Here's a breaking ball over for a strike from the left-hander Grant Jackson. Outfield plays Patek to left. He swings and fouls it on the screen. Strike 2, the count on him. Royals jumped out in front. They got 3 in the second. The Yankees came back on a home run by Nettles to pick up 2 in the second. And the Royals got 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th. The Yanks picked up a run in the 7th inning. Now the motion and the pitch. Swing and the rounding ball to short. Mason has another one. Nice hop this time. So to Chambliss, they're 2 down. That will bring to bat George Brett without a hit. He's hit in all the other games, but in this one he has only a base on balls. His last trip to the plate. Prior to the walk, he mounts to the pitcher. He drops the second fly to left. Here's a curve. It breaks over. Strike 1 on Brett. Mayberry waiting on deck. Here's a foul out of play. Just to the left of the plate downstairs. 2 strikes. Jackson's not wasting any pitches here in the 9th inning. Royals leading New York 7-3. Brett steps away from the plate momentarily. Time called. He's back in now to wait on the strike 2 delivery from the left-hand reliever for the Yankees, Grant Jackson. It's a ball. He gave him a big change-up that time. 1-2 to count on George. Rivers over in left center on Brett. He swings and fouls another one away. 1-2, the count stays. If there is a 5th game, and now it looks as if there will be, it'll be on the air tomorrow night at 8:07 Eastern Time. Here's a strike called. A fastball nips the corner, and he's called out on strike. They go down 1-2-3 in the Royal 9th inning, and we go now to the last half of the night. Kansas City 7, New York 3. Well, the little left-hander Mengore trying to hold off the Yankee power in the 9th inning. Yankee fans sitting here remembering what Cincinnati did to win their 3-game sweep in the National League Championship Series as they came from behind with 3 in the 9th to get into the World Series. The Royal fans are counting on the left arm of Steve Mengore as he faces Nettles here, leading off in the last half of the 9th inning at Yankee Stadium. Royals 7, New York 3. Nettles has had a home run. He has struck out. He's fly to right. And the pitch. He swings as they drive to right field. Deep. Going back Patek. It is over his head and it is in the seat. A home run for Nettles. A low line drive that cleared the barrier, giving the Yankees another run to cut the lead to 7-4. His second home run of the game and the third home run in the series. That ball very much different from the other one. The first home run he hit was down the line, very high into the third deck. This one was straight away right field. Patek went back, and it just cleared the barrier into home run territory. Littell throwing in the bullpen. It is now 7-4. The Royals lead the Yankees. Nettles accounting for 3 of the 4 Yank runs with a couple of home runs. And the tissue has to be removed again from the playing area. We'll have Velez come up to bat now. Otto Velez, Velez. Batted .266 for the season. He's a right-hand batter. Now Velez is up at the plate, but umpire Haller was way over on the third base side, and the play was not ready to be resumed. That Otto was ready. I tell you, he's telling me. Well, they're trying to reset their outfield now. The Royals are. There's some cap waving. Velez will be played deep and almost straight away. He's a strong right-hand batter. And he takes a breaking ball outside. Going trying to steal ball, breaking down the way. And this Yankee Stadium crowd has come to life here in the ninth inning. 7-4. Royals lead. There's a ball low. Shooting it low. The count on Velez. 24-year-old outfielder from Puerto Rico. McRae checking his sign. The pitch is on the way. He takes the strike. It got the inside corner. Fitzmaurice and Littell in the bullpen. Fitzmaurice is the only Royal who's not seen action in the series. Velez was out a part of last year with a broken wrist. Digging in, close stand sitter. Then going delivers. Here's a fly ball to left field. Wolford is there. He has it for the out. One down, nobody on. And Willie Randolph will be the batter.
Willie Randolph.
7-4, the Royals lead the Yanks in the ninth. It's a strike. Got his breaking ball in the outside corner. Sandy Alomar waiting on deck for the Yankees. Missed the outside corner with that one. And McRae has gone to a 1-1 count now against the batter Randolph. Here's the motion by the left-hander. The pitch on the way. He swings and doesn't get it. 1-2. Randolph singled his first time. Bounced out the next 2 trips. Kansas City leading. The Yankees batting in the ninth inning. It is 7-4. The Royals ahead. Yankees about hit them 11-9. Bounding ball shortstop. Patek to his left. Has it. Go to Mayberry. Got him. And there are 2 down, and that'll leave it up to Alomar, the veteran reserve. He'll be batting for Mason. For the Santos, who's the first time at bat in the series. And that homer that was given up by McRae, kind of unusual for him. He gave up only 3 all year long. 3 in 86 innings of relief. Nettles got all of it. Oh, Alomar batting right-handed. And some more tissue thrown on the field from the upper deck and left. It has to be removed, and time is called. So McRae backs out the mound. He's trying to get that final out. Alomar batted .239. He hit a lot better right-handed than he did left. He batted .280 right-handed and .198 left-handed. He'll be up there right-handed right now. Oh, the Yankees need a big rally if they're going to win the American League pennant today. And the Royals have to get this final out if they're going to move the series into the 5th game tomorrow night. Here's the pitch by Mingori. It's a strike call, a breaking ball above the knees on Alomar. 2 down in the Yankee ninth inning. The Royals lead them 7-4. Mingori delivers. It's a ball. He missed the far corner with a breaking pitch. 1-1 the count on Sandy Alomar. 9th inning for the Yankees. A Nettles home run has pulled them within 3. Infield back except for Freddy. He moved back at third. There's a fly ball. Should end the game. It's in left field. Wolford calling for it. He's there. He has it. And we'll go to 5 games. That's all for the Yankees in the 9th inning. They get 1 run on the home run by Nettles. 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left. And the final score this afternoon at Yankee Stadium, New York, the Royals 7 and the Yankees 4.